Good evening for May 11th. The devotional is called Fix Your Eyes on God. The verse is Numbers 20 verse 10, and it says, Moses and Aaron summoned the assembly in front of the rock, and Moses said to them, Listen, you rebels, must we bring water out of this rock for you? And the devotional says, It is easy to see why Moses became frustrated with the Hebrew people. They were so hard-hearted and weak in their faith that Moses lost his patience and became angry with them. Yet every time Moses shifted his focus away from God, it cost him. When he sought to help his people by taking matters into his own hands, he spent the next 40 years herding sheep in the wilderness. Exodus 2:11-15. This time, his impetuous behavior cost him the opportunity to enter the promised land. Numbers 20 verse 12. In his frustration at the people's irreverence, Moses committed the very same sin, blatantly disobeying God's instructions. How did this happen? Moses allowed his attention to shift to the behavior of others rather than focusing on the activity of God. This could happen to you as well. God has put people around you who need your ministry to them. You will never be able to properly help them, however, unless your primary focus is on God. If you concentrate on people, their weaknesses, their disobedience, their lack of faith, and their stubbornness will quickly frustrate you. You may, like Moses, commit the very sins you are condemning. If, however, your eyes are fixed on holy God, you will become more like Him, gracious, forgiving, long-suffering, and righteous. When a friend's behavior disappoints you, go immediately to the Lord. Seek to discern what God is wanting to do in your life, in your friend's life, rather than concentrating on your friend's sin. Then you'll have the strength, wisdom, and patience you need to help your friend in the way God desires. So, that's today's devotional. And, well, let me go get my Bible. Alright, I'm back. So, I'm going to read these verses that it has. One day after Moses had grown up, he went out. Alright, this is Exodus 2:11-15. One day after Moses had grown up, he went out where his own people were and watched them at their hard labor. He saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his own people. Looking this way and that, seeing no one, he killed the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. The next day he went out and saw two Hebrews fighting. He asked the one in the wrong, Why are you hitting your fellow Hebrew? The man said, Who made you ruler and judge over us? Are you thinking of killing me as you killed the Egyptian? Then Moses was afraid and thought, What I did must have become known. When Pharaoh heard of this, he tried to kill Moses, but Moses fled from Pharaoh and went to live in Midian, where he sat down by a well. And then Numbers chapter 20. Verse 12. But the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, because you did not trust in me enough to honor me as holy in the sight of the Israelites, you will not bring this community into the land I give them. So that's the verses. So to put it into this perspective, God didn't just prohibit Moses and Aaron from entering the promised land. They sent I believe it was 13 spies. And out of all the spies, only 2 of them were allowed to go into the promised land. Now, why didn't the other 11? Well, let me double check on that. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so there was 12 that went in. Out of all of them, only 2 were allowed to go. The other 10 couldn't go because they were not trusting God and His plan, because they were afraid of the giants that were in the land, and they thought, we will surely die. So, because they doubted God and His plan, God took them out. Now, this also may be mistaken as God is not loving. However, God is a very loving God. So loving that He sent His Son Jesus to die on the cross so that we all may have eternal life. If that doesn't prove His love for humanity, I don't know what will. But that's the best thing to ever happen. But that's today's devotional. Hope y'all had a great day, and talk to y'all tomorrow.